Estate, where we help Christian creatives to grow in their creativity and their love for God. I know that so many of you are going to be so excited about this video because today we have the incredible Javon Jones with us to talk with us about how to write songs with God. Hi, Javon.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being with us today. So let me tell you a little bit about Javon. Javon is the worship leader for our church here at Antioch and Riverside, and he is incredible. He's such an encourager and an inspiration. The truth is that before I met Javon, I had actually never written a song before because he opened my eyes to the possibility that I could do that with God. So he's been a blessing to me, and I knew that he was going to be the perfect person to talk to you guys about how to do this. He has written songs with people, he's written songs by himself, and so he just has a wealth of knowledge that he's going to be able to pull from today. So, Javon.
Hi.
Hi. When did you get started writing songs? Tell us about what that was like.
I think I first started writing songs when I went to School of Worship. It's a school in Costa Mesa where they prepare people to be worship leaders. And in that school, that's when I participated in the class about songwriting. So pretty much every week we would work on things on our own. We'd work on things in groups. They'd give us prompts. They'd give us situations or exercises where we would write those songs. And there were so many like amazing songwriters that I learned from. And during that time, I just started writing songs. I got inspired and enjoyed writing. And for me, it's a seasonal thing. I'm not like constantly writing songs. I'm like writing songs in one season and then I take a break, write a song, take a break.
I totally resonate with that.
Yeah, totally. And I think mainly it's because I pull from the source of just being inspired, whether it's from a chord, whether it's from a melody, whether it's from a scripture. I sort of have to wait to be inspired. I can't just produce something out of thin air. And I can, but to me, it's just not as fun or as good when that happens.
Well, so for the people that don't know you, what are your instruments of choice, would you say?
So that also helps with inspiration. So I play guitar and I play piano as well. So sometimes I'm inspired by the piano and I just hear these luscious chords and different intervals that are happening on the piano. And sometimes I just hear the acoustic guitar and I'm like, I need that rhythm. I need that pattern. So it just depends on what I need in that moment.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are trying to hear God's voice, trying to listen for God's voice when you're writing songs, what does that look like or feel like for you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think what happens majority of the time, I'm playing different chords over and over and over and over. And I just start praying in song. I start singing melodies that just happen over and over and over. And from there, that's when I'm like, okay, this is what I envision the song to be like. So it's only through like that connection with God and talking with God that the songs start to shape. And yeah, that's pretty much like the beginnings and most of the beginnings. Now it does change depending on the season, but I would say that's like the general.
Wow. So if you could kind of outline or boil down the process of writing a song for you, maybe that's like the beginning part. What would the middle and the end look like?
Yeah. In the moment, there might be something that the Lord's been teaching me already, or there might be something that's just resonating like a theme within my heart. Or sometimes I just look to scripture. I'll look at a passage that I've been focusing on or meditating on, and I'll start there and get ideas from that. And then I would start building lyrics out of it from the melody that has sort of come to me first already. So I just try to find words that would fit the melody. I think I'm more melody driven for sure. Find the words and the phrases that fit that melody. And for me, melodies of the heart are like a story in itself. So the words sort of add to the story. It's like the details of the story. And so I have my book, I have my notebook, and I just start writing things out. My notebooks look crazy, like crossed out, word changes, things like that.
I think that's how they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I always tell myself to write in pencil because I forget and I have to cross out and it's even messier.
Pencil is like not as fun though for some
true.
reason. Do you know what I mean?
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I just write it out, cross out, rewrite, things like that. Sometimes I can finish the song in the moment, and then sometimes like I need a break. Like I can't think of anything else right now. And I've had songs that I took a break for a day and finished it the next day. And I've had songs that I took a break for like 3 months or 6 months, even a year, and went back to it. And those words meant something completely different to me in that moment. So it like reshaped the song, and what God was doing in my heart just grew, which shifted the song and changed the song and my perspective
Wow.
of it.
That's incredible. What would you say is the one thing holding people back from writing songs? Or like the biggest thing?
I think the biggest thing is starting. I think it's sort of like, at least for me, that one thing you want to do with all your heart and you desire it and you see like you have these beautiful dreams of all these things, but then the idea of starting is like scary. The idea of starting is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to write about. Like I'm not in the right space or the right frame of mind. But as soon as you put a pen and paper in front of you, as soon as you grab your instrument and you start, that's when you can create something. And I think that the next thing that prevents people from writing music is the idea that it needs to be perfect, or the idea that it needs to be this commercial success or this thing that is accepted by everyone. And this is what I learned from the School of Worship, that if we took music, like writing songs, as more of a journal, as more of a diary of like our state of being, we would produce so much more, and then that's when we would find the gold. So every song isn't necessarily the song that makes your career or that is loved by everyone, but every song leads you to that. You need to write maybe 15 songs that are just for you before you can produce the one that's for everyone, if you want to write songs for everyone.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's totally true. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I wish that we had more time to go over more questions, and maybe we'll be able to do a part 2 sometime soon. But if you have any questions about this, about growing in creativity with God, comment down below and let us know. And be sure and like and subscribe so that this message can get out to places in the world where they may not have encouraging, creative communities around them of Spirit-filled Christians. We believe that this message is important and that God is raising up artists all over in His church to just rise and be strong and courageous. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. Thank you so much, Javon, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And be so blessed.